If the government tells you that they are serious now about the insecurity and they did not stop the mass movement in the porous borders, they did not stop the mass movement of the terrorists and trucks in different states. As I'm speaking to you, it did not stop, it continues every day. So if anybody tells you they are serious about insecurity, they have another strategy. They are just deceiving the public. And secondly, if anybody tells you they are serious about insecurity and tightening their hand about the names of people who are sponsoring the terrorists, you know it is a takia. I totally condemn the dinner party that the wife of President Tinubu is hosting. And I listened to when Akpabio announced it on the Senate floor that they will be going to a dinner party, and a lot of them were happy that they are going to eat in Aso Rock when Nigeria is bleeding at this point in time where everybody is sober, there is tension, people are preparing. Instead of people to even buy car, they are buying guns. Everybody is preparing for the possible next action of all these infidels that are terrorizing holistically all over the country. Now, it is no longer they are in the north, they are in the south, they are in the east, they are in the west. So this is not the period where the wife of the president is supposed to start cooking rice and stew. What is she going to use to fry the stew? Is it the blood of people that they are, killing every day? For me, it doesn't make sense. It is nonsense. And that implies that these people, they don't feel your pain. They don't understand. They are totally disconnected from the reality on ground. You understand? These people don't get it. They don't still get what is on the ground because they have securities on their run them as the wife of the president. Everything will be on their run her. So she don't still understand what people, even in Ogun State, close to her, are passing through. What people in Osun State, in Kwara State are going through. She's not aware. And she requested that all these senators should come for dinner instead of them to tell her, hey, First Lady, thank you for inviting us. We are not going to come. We are having a serious issue. It will look like we are not sensitive to what is going on. But they happily accepted it. Unlike the wife of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the woman was holding press conference. The audio people are, people laugh at her, language and the way she talk, her intonation and everything. But this is an ordained pastor to say, the wife of the president, but she's not sensitive to the killing going on. So that is, by the way, in Emoho State. Emoho is in Ekpa Northeast local government, if I'm not mistaken. In Emoho State, close to Agbo. Agbo is a famous place that you will use to know Emoho. Emoho. It's like a fraction, another community, autonomous community to say, in Ekpa federal constituency. So 2.1 tappers were kidnapped. That was 2 days ago. And these kidnappers demanded for ransom that these people should pay money. But unfortunately, they were unable to raise money. In this Tinubu's economy, things are very hard. People find it difficult. And 2.1 tappers, this period, I don't think they are making much money like that. So they were unable to raise the money. I think they were bargaining for 10,000. The kidnappers went ahead and they killed one of them before the left victim was rescued alive. He was hospitalized immediately. This is unfortunate. Now, I want to state categorically clear that these kidnappers, their mission is not just to kidnap because of money. Their mission is not to target people because they need money alone. No. They just want to pass a message. We can come. We know your bush. We know everywhere. They want to pass message to the people who send them. Yes, we are sending message in Agbo. We're already in Benin. We're already in Niger Delta. We're already in Imo. We're already in Anambra. We're already in Enugu. They want their actors, these politicians sponsoring these people, want to hear that Fulani people kidnap here, they kidnap here, so that they will know that the money they are spending in funding these terrorists, that it is not going to waste. So these are the things they want to continuously be doing this. Now, I want to make it clear to people because I am the last person that is going to deceive the public about the insecurity in Nigeria. And I understand that so many people jump into this trend, into this insecurity trend. But I have been on this issue since. I understand what is going on in Nigeria since. Everything that is going on at this moment, the action of the president, the action of the security forces, none of them are the solution, or none of them is the solution. No solution has been invented by these people. Forget about all this recruitment action they are talking about. No, that is not the solution. I have been saying it, I will tell you, Tinubu knows the solution. He can't do it. He can't stop it. He don't have that mind. A lot of people have told you that Tinubu had an agreement before he became president with these terrorists and their leaders. You are doubting it. If you doubt it, will you still doubt what Haja Mohammed said on Arise News? I've played the video countless times where Tinubu told her that if I fight insecurity, they are going to kill me. See, these are the things Nigerians take for granted. If it is another country, someone of that nature, she came to national television to make that statement and everybody's keeping quiet. Now let me let you know something. Everything you say on a national television and as a public person, as person who has been in government, come on, people will regard it as the truth. And now this is where it gets messier. Tinubu did not debunk it. She said she flew Lufthansa aircraft. The lady just explained everything. When Tinubu called her, Tinubu wanted to pay for the ticket, flight ticket. She said, no, I can pay it. Tinubu said, should I reserve for hotel for you? She said, yes, reserve it for me. When she came there, she told Tinubu, I'm not going to support you unless you tell me what you are going to, how you are going to solve the insecurity situation, because almost everybody in the north is on a death row. We don't know who will die next. I supported Buhari. Buhari messed up. So I don't want to support another person who is going to mess up. What is your blueprint? Tinubu said, no, if I have blueprint, I don't have one. If I have blueprint about insecurity, they will kill me. Everything she said is coming to pass right now. That is the same lady who came to Channels Television to tell us that, look at, that Tinubu is Senai and Kashim Shettima is a terrorist. That we cannot make these people president. That if we make these people president, that Nigeria will turn to a terrorist state. She said it. So everything we are seeing today is just what this lady said. Now, the reason why I'm telling you that no one have been able to even touch the solution about this insecurity, everything boils down to terrorists or sponsors. And you cannot talk about sponsors of terrorism without linking it to 2 points. The people who sponsor Boko Haram and Modu Sheriff with Kashim Shettima and them, the accusation of Kabiru Sokoto and so on and so forth, before you talk about the banditry issue that the Buhari and Tinubu coalition imported into Nigeria. These are the reasons why Tinubu cannot release the name of terror sponsors, because his name might be inside this list. And this is APC government who masterminded all this insecurity in Nigeria. And APC is still in power. You are expecting them to release the name. If they did not release the name, how will you know the people who are killing you? These people are ministers today. These people are governors today. These people are in the Senate today. People who are killing you. You won't believe this. A lot of people don't still understand. So if the names of these people are not released, if they did not release their name, everything you people are doing is just a joke. Because now, yes, people are putting up stiff fight, and kudos to them. I really thank everyone who is defending themselves, defending their community, and so on and so forth. A question I do ask, are we going to continue to fight perpetually? The answer is no. We are not going to continue to fight perpetually. We are not going to continue to fight perpetually because we must now say to ourselves, what is the ultimate solution? Apart from the issue that we are not compatible, we are not supposed to be in one country. I've been saying this. These are two different ideologies. One must kill one before Nigeria can stabilize. One must kill one. Either the North, the jihadists will kill everybody. Everybody will rise up and finish it. One of them must happen. So this is the issue. This is the way Nigeria is going. But are we going to continue to fight forever? The only solution to this is just two things. Number one, the name of terror sponsors. When they release them, you saw these people, they can't fight for election again, they can't do anything, they will put them aside. Then the second one is that people will hold them responsible, thereby holding the people they are sponsoring responsible. Then the third time is this: people will come together and divide this useless place, this disgraced country that is killing people. According to Goodluck Jonathan, even this country, Nigeria, does not want the blood of anyone. How many people are they going to kill to keep Nigeria one? Do you remember what happened during the Civil War? One is sometimes he was proud at the time that over 5 million people died just for Nigeria, this country to be together. This is a country they fought war to keep together. So anytime I just think back, I understand what Ojukwu and his co, what they went through. I understand that they meant well for us. Yeah. They meant well for us. These people are good people. It is we that don't understand. It is people who fought them, who understand that they have to conquer Nigeria. They put up stiff fights with the help of Great Britain. And everything they have done, this is where we are today. So a lot of people have been asking me, what is the solution to what is going on? The solution is this: release the name of terror sponsors and divide this country. If you have any other solution, put it on the comment section.
The African Democratic Congress rejoices with the families and communities whose loved ones have been rescued from the recent wave of kidnappings across the country, including the worshippers abducted from Christ Apostolic Church, Okeshegun, Kwara State, and the school children taken from Government Girls Secondary School, Maga, Kebbi State. We are delighted that these citizens can finally reunite with their families. We must reiterate While we are delighted that these citizens can finally reunite with their families, we must reiterate our long-standing position that these abductions should never have occurred in the first place. If the government were alive to its constitutional responsibilities, what the country is witnessing today is a consequence of an administration distracted by politics and behaving less like a democratic government and more like an occupying force. It is telling that it took a chastening comment from President Donald Trump to provoke even the slightest response from this government to the problem of insecurity in Nigeria. Yet, even as we welcome the safe return of the victims, we remain deeply concerned about the opaque and troubling manner in which their release was secured. The conflicting accounts coming from different government officials make it clear that the federal government is not being honest with Nigerians about the circumstances surrounding the release of the abducted victims. We strongly believe that this administration is negotiating deals with insurgents. It is especially alarming to hear the Inspector General of Police state that the perpetrators of the Kwara Church attack were not arrested just because they came out voluntarily to surrender the victims. Equally troubling is the comment attributed to the presidential spokesman, Bayo Onunuga, suggesting that the abductees were released simply because the government and security operatives asked them to do so. This raises serious questions. Is the Nigerian government paying ransom to insurgents? What exactly was exchanged for the so-called surrender of weapons by the kidnappers? And if these bandits truly surrendered weapons, what prevents them from simply acquiring new ones and continuing their criminal enterprise? If they are not going to be arrested and brought to justice, what happened to the people they shot and killed in cold blood? Where is justice for the families of those victims if their murderers are allowed to go scot-free because government needs a quick win to celebrate? The ADC is deeply concerned that if negotiation with bandits has become the government strategy for tackling insurgency and the surge in kidnappings, then Nigeria is on a dangerous and misguided path. It is the approach of an administration searching for shortcuts instead of confronting the problem decisively. By appeasing insurgents in this manner, the government is in effect expanding the banditry economy. Predictably, the bandits returned to the same Ekiti local government in Kwara State the very next day after the release of the churchgoers, abducting 11 more people in Ishapa town in Kwara State. This pattern shows clearly that a system that focuses on rescuing victims without bringing perpetrators to justice only reinforces the vicious cycle of terror. Closure of schools. A few days ago, in response to the escalating abduction of children, the federal government ordered the closure of 47 unity schools across the country. Several state governments have followed suit, shutting down schools and sending children home. While the government may consider this the safest short-term options, it sends a dangerous message to terrorists. A government that quietly negotiates with insurgents and then shut down schools to avoid further kidnappings has in effect conceded ground to terror. By closing schools, the Tinubu administration is reinforcing the ideology of Boko Haram, which was built on a claim that Western education is forbidden and signaling weaknesses where strength is required. This government is effectively telling the world that it cannot protect Nigerian school children or safeguard our public institutions. The government is admitting that it can no longer take responsibility for the security of children entrusted in their care. What we are witnessing is the creeping paralysis of our society and the gradual shutting down of our country. Terrorists are now dictating government decisions and reshaping the future of our children. What kind of nation abandons its children to kidnappers and then closes their schools in surrender? How long will we continue to keep our children at home? And by what measure will government decide that it is finally safe for children to go back to schools? At this moment, no one, not even government, appears to know the exact number of school children kidnapped in the past week. This alone is a damning indictment of an administration that claims to take the security of its citizens seriously. How can the number of abducted children or those still in captivity be the subject of confusion in a country facing a national security crisis? What is evident is that this government's alarming incompetence has become a security threat in itself. The federal government must immediately determine the precise number of school children being held captive following the recent abductions in Niger, Kebbi, and other states. It must also inform Nigerians of the concrete steps being taken to secure their release, along with a clear timeline for action. These innocent children must not spend a day longer in captivity. The tragedy of the Chibok girls remains a deep scar on the nation's conscience, a reminder of a country that fails its own daughters. History must not be allowed to repeat itself. The government must bring back our children now. Safe Schools Initiative and the way forward. Even more troubling is the government's quiet abandonment of the Safe Schools Initiative and the Safe Schools program, both of which were designed to strengthen security around learning environments and prevent exactly the kind of mass abductions we are witnessing today. These programs were not perfect, but they represented a commitment to protect children where they learn and grow. Today, that commitment has been discarded. The government must now choose leadership over fear. If schools have been shut because they are unsafe, then the logical response is not to retreat, but to reinforce security in our schools. We call on the federal government to immediately deploy the Civil Defense Corps to all the federal unity schools so that children can safely return to the classroom without further delay. Protecting our schools is not optional. It is a constitutional and moral responsibility. The more we capitulate, the more ground we lose as a nation. Every single day that schools remain closed, terrorists grow bolder, communities grow more fearful, and Nigeria drifts further from the promise of security and stability. A country that cannot protect its own children cannot protect its future. The ADC urges the government to act decisively, transparently, and responsibly. Reopen the schools and secure the schools. Bring our children home now and show Nigerians and the world that this nation will not bow to terror. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Do you have any questions? Well, I mean, you know the parameters for a failed state, so I know you know the answer to the question you're asking me. You know, a nation that's not able to protect its children, because what are those things that you look for in a state? A state that cannot even keep schools open. A state that would rather shut down schools and send children home rather than protect them. I mean, what we just witnessed in the shutting down of the 47 unity schools is just a latest episode in what has become a pattern in northern Nigeria. So many children have been kept out of school for indeterminate long period of time in northern Nigeria. So what we are saying is that this administration is bowing to terror. The terrorists can sense the vulnerability of the Nigerian state, and they believe that our country is there for the taking. So this is a time that government needs to show strength. But what they are doing, because they need quick win to celebrate, because they are obsessed with politics. So what they are doing is negotiating with terrorists in order to be able to celebrate headlines that they have rescued the children, rather than actually going after the insurgents who have turned our country to a killing field. It is shocking. That's why I say the government is not addressing the fundamental issues. The government is not behaving like they understand the enormity of the security challenges that this country faced. I mean, a governor of his state was alleging that the security that was mounted in the school, someone called them and demobilized them. And shortly after the ban, who demobilized the security that was provided to the school? The federal government is not asking these questions. Rather, what they are doing is doing business with terrorists and negotiating with them. We also saw videos of terrorists celebrating and even joking and playing with children Why is the government of Nigeria not going after them? They know where they are. They know where they send officials to them to negotiate. Why are they not going after them? Now, the question you are asking, it is obvious that the information within the Nigerian security system is getting to the terrorists. Why is the federal government of Nigeria not auditing its own system? So there is a whole lot of things wrong. It's not just about what we see. There is a whole lot of things going on. And when you listen to the spokespersons of government and they talk to us as if we are foolish people, I mean, can you imagine the Bayo Ononuga saying that the victims were released just because the government asked them nicely? I mean, it shows that the government is not serious and they are insulting our intelligence. So for us as a party, we are saying that this government is overwhelmed and they have demonstrated incompetence in dealing with the issues. They lack the political will. Because in the last 2 years, what you have seen that they are obsessed with politics. Even now, while Nigerian children are still in captivity, we don't even know how many children. While insurgents run riot across our country, what did our president do? Appointing campaign manager for 2027. So it shows a government that does not even care about the people.